you could designate your year end like the end of the month previous to when you made a bunch of money. It doesn't have to be September 30th or October 1st or September 1st or December 31st. You can literally make your year end for your company whenever you want it. Now, you have to abide by that when you file your taxes. And you can only change it once every 10 years. So for those that have already set up LLCs that have your year end dated December 31st, you will have to file an amendment with the state and with the Fed and let them know that you're changing your fiscal year. But that will give you, if you made it the month prior to whenever you had the liquidity event, it gives you 11 months to figure out how to spend that money and what to do with it in order to be able to offset the tax implications that you're going to have if you did take significant profits. So just another little hack that we have in our pocketbook to be able to help people if and when, more likely when, that situation plays out. But, if we had something happen here in the next couple months, you got a whole quarter to figure it out. Most people start talking about taxes with their CPA and their accountant, somewhere between September and October. You can kind of forecast what your cash flows are going to be, what your revenues are, how you're going to be deploying the capital, what type of return you're going to make, and be able to figure out, pretty close to what your income is going to be for the year. And then you can, work with your CPA or tax attorney or whoever you're working with in order to be able to offset those taxes and spend a little coin, or set up other structured products or do different things with the money to be able to offset that income so you're not owing a ton of taxes. We did get a comment from Trump the other day that he's looking at removing capital gains in some capacity. The idea that was put forth is they remove inflation was one of the things that was thrown out there, which I think is interesting. So if you bought a home, just, placate me here for the numbers because it's not going to be an exact deal. Well, you know what? We'll just say $1 million. You bought a home for $1 million 5 years ago, and you go to sell it for $2 million this year. We've seen 20% inflation, so you would basically ratchet that up to 1.2 million, and then your capital gains on it would only be, the $800,000 instead of the full $1 million. That was one of the things that they said, and then they were talking about other special exemptions for business owners and different things. Again, another reason you might want to set up an LLC to manage your digital assets versus trying to take this in your personal name. Hate to beat that drum, but I do think that there's a lot of benefits to that, and that's why we help people do it. So if you want to work on that, if you think that sounds cool and you would like to figure that out, we would love to work with you. You just go to dag.com, go to the private client section, and our team is happy to walk you through any questions that you have around anonymity, creditor protection, and what you can do using the tax code toward the end of the year.